This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
My friend Arshad Warsi is here. What's up, Arshad?
What's up, Hrishi?
I can safely call you fraud.
Huh?
You fraud. How are you?
Fraud?
I said, Arshad, you fraud. How are you?
Fraud. I'm fine.
And it's not even an abuse because it would be like branding for your film.
Exactly. Because I usually get called by the character I play, no? That I end up like that.
And a filmmaker I have great respect for. Prakash Jha, how are you? Wonderful to see you, sir.
It's great, great.
Well, you know, I have a deja vu moment here to share with you. 2 weeks ago, Ranveer Singh was here. It was a Simba promotion. And he was actually... No, I think he was sitting on the chair that Arshad is sitting, and we were talking about the 90s and we were reliving the 90s, and he said his favorite show was Mungeri Lal Ke Haseen Sapne. And he said he used to trip on that show, he used to watch it again and again and again. And this is on video on our YouTube channel, so you can go and check it out. And you were the man behind that show, and you know, a lot of people, guys, and a lot of people,
I like that.
a lot of people will turn around and say, "Oh,
No,
serious?"
I wrote and directed and made it.
Yeah. What a super show it was.
It was damn good.
You know, आँख पर पड़ता था उसका, you know. You remember that one, Raghuveer?
Yeah.
So, you know, there are people who still revere that show, and, you know, all that is forgotten because people say serious filmmaker, politics, this, that. So, you obviously have a comedy bone, a humor bone in your body. Relive those days for me, please.
Rishi, ask me any film that I have done, which is Ganga Jal or Rajniti. It's full of comedy. It might have just turned a little dark, but बिना कॉमेडी के तो आदमी 15 मिनट जिंदा नहीं रह सकता ना. मुंगेरी लाल के हसीन सपने was one, you know, वॉल्टर मिटी की जो कहानी थी वो हमने अडेप्ट की थी. But you know, when fraud अरशद वारसी की जो कहानी मेरे पास आई, the script, it was a unique script because it used elements which I could never imagine could be used in a film script.
Yeah, and I couldn't imagine that I'm going to be speaking these lines and doing these kind of scenes. They are bizarre.
You can't imagine such basic native intelligence to negotiate such kind of comic situations you put yourself in with conviction. It was amazing. I really, you know, fell for this script. So when Disha, my daughter, and her partner Kanish, they brought this proposal and got Arshad Warsi and Saurabh Shukla to do the, you know, characters, which were the two main characters in the film, I thought it was, you know, amazing.
You know, Zila Ghaziabad and with Guddu Rangila and all these films, you should now be the brand ambassador of UP or MP, or even Bihar, considering the kind of films that are being offered to you. And of course, you know, Ishqiya and things like that.
I know.
And you obviously enjoy it, yeah?
I enjoy
because
it.
there are these wonderful stories of the heartland which can only come from the heartland, isn't it?
Yeah, and the weird part is that I'm a full-on Bombay boy. I have not stepped out, done anything. It was weird. But I know. It's just that these stories, I mean, I wouldn't say they just fascinate. They just do a good script here. Ishqiya is unbelievable. I mean, the way it is. And Fraud Saiyyan also, when they got me, I was so amused. I was very amused apart from the basic, okay, good script, nice story, yeah, comedy. But then it's not easy to do something else. You know, because if I've done so many comedies that when I'm doing comedy, in the back of my head, I know, okay, I've seen this scene was in that film. So this is something like that, or this is like the old film, or, you know, there is always a little similarity. Because there are various writers writing it, but there's me, one actor, performing all 5 of them. So I know about all 5 of the stories, what went and what was happening. In this, the whole language, the sensibility of the film, everything is so bizarre and so real and so earthy and yet ferociously funny. I have never done like those. There's a scene where I'm negotiating lovemaking to this girl. The language that has been used is outrageous. I cannot.
This is on the trailer.
Yes,
on the trailer.
I can't imagine. How can anybody do that? I mean, how low down a person can you be to beg a woman in that manner to get her in bed? I love doing that.
You know why I'm talking about this UP Bihar MP connection is because I have to tell you a real life story. It's very hilarious. So I'd gone to Lucknow for a show and I MC shows and this and that. And suddenly the conversation veered towards you. And you are a urban city slicker Bombay boy, but there are people who think that you're a Mia Bai from Malihabad. So this guy in Lucknow, I mean, as a journalist, you never flaunt your connections and say, boss, I know so and so, this, that, whatever. But he said, no, Arshad Warsi to Malihabad ke hai. He has mangroves. His family has near Lucknow. So, and the thing is, if you're a Mia Bhai, you can be from anywhere.
Go and reclaim it.
Value based.
ये बॉम्बे वाला है नहीं यही का है ये फैमिली
I have heard Delhi, Bhopal, Lucknow, Malihabad nahi hai aisa, but I have heard various things, and I'll tell you one of the major reasons why this is like that. Because my Hindi is clean and I speak properly.
Correct. Yeah.
I speak properly. That's one of the major reasons. Because most of the guys who are from Bombay, they don't speak proper Hindi. So that it becomes weird. I tend to speak properly.
So why is your director behaving like a sulking child, as though he's not being given attention? What really is the truth behind that?
Sulking child,
Yeah, I mean,
not being given attention.
I mean, he is. I
The
mean,
best way anybody could ever put it.
After
Because
this,
he's a sulking child who wants attention.
what really happened?
After this film, we have come to a new term called the fraud effect.
Okay.
It is the fraud effect which has happened.
Oh, Lord.
We have absolutely no idea as to why, what is he sulking for. I'm sure that we'll get to know about it, but I am really sorry that something has triggered his attitude, and he should be like, he's made a good film and he has worked very well with us. I had absolutely no complaints from him. And he should be right now, he should have been in the thick of the promotion.
I have a feeling after the film releases, then he'll say, I made that, I swear I did it, I swear. It's my film, I swear, I'm telling you.
I remember the great Yash Chopra, God bless his soul. He was talking about, how even big films like Silsila at the time didn't do well.
Yeah.
And they became cult classics later. So you never know. In this business, you have to be very careful. But, you worked in a setup whereby, let's say, a Raju or a Vidhu.
Yeah.
And I'm so sure Vidhu Vinod Chopra as a producer even comes to somebody like a Raju Irani, that stature of a filmmaker, and says, maybe we should do this on the edit, or maybe we can change this.
Of course.
So I think, if an acclaimed filmmaker like Prakash
you
Jha
have to take full
has
advantage.
suggestions.
I believe that, when you're making a film, or if as a movie changes from a writer to a director, a writer writes it, then a director will improvise his ideology in it, then it goes to the actor will bring in his personality in it. And that is a positive change. An editor finally will cut it the way he thinks is best for the film of whatever footage it's got. Yeah. So I think that is how a film is made. You have to use, and that's a smart thing to do. You have bright, knowledgeable people around you. You use their knowledge. You don't reject it. You cannot do that. That's stupidity.
So Sanjay Khan was here. Zayed and Suzanne and Farah and Simone's dad, and he said he actively discouraged his children from getting into the film business. Zayed didn't listen to him and became a filmmaker. You have obviously encouraged a wonderful daughter to become a producer and helping her hone her skills. So what kind of a father have you been? Indulgent father, or said do it at your own risk?
I had no choice. That's the fact. Because after she finished her school, she dabbled into each and every department. For some time she was into costume, then she was into direction, then she was into production, she was into art, everything. And eventually I was wondering as to what exactly she is going to do, because she never really was interested in doing any hard work.
She finally realized she wants the boss's job.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to work. She's suddenly gone very coy and she's looking down into her phone now.
She one day comes up to me. She and her partner Kanish, they suggested several scripts to us, several stories, which I didn't quite like. But one day she comes and says, "This is the script which I am going to make. I've already found everything, the whole proposal." I said, "What is it?" So you read the script. So that's how it happened. And as far as being a producer is concerned, I was not the producer. I just went on the shoot just for a day. That's it. Once I entrusted the film to the team, I said, "Aap log karo."
Fantastic. Hey, listen, I love Chamma Chamma, man. I loved it in its original avatar. I love the remake also.
I know.
And how does this work? Do you, Arshad Warsi, given your your phenomenal background as a choreographer and dancer just show up on set and do those dance moves, or do you actually rehearse for it? Or should I ask Prakash ji this question?
Well, I actually showed up and I danced, to be honest. Even this,
Effortless, bro.
even Akmare.
Effortless.
Well, no, not because of that. It was simple. It was not complicated, so it's not a problem.
You're being modest.
No, really. If it was some really serious, tough movements, maybe I would have had to go for rehearsals.
Yeah. But to the filmmaker's credit, to your credit, Ellie is looking hot.
Oh my God!
She's
she's
smoking
such a
hot.
good
and she's a
dancer.
great
My
dancer.
God.
She's a very strong dancer. Very strong dancer. She brings power.
And I like the fact that you've brought in new lyrics, you've tweaked the song around, you've changed
Quite
it,
nice, pretty well done.
and you've got to modernize stuff these days. I mean, in the West, when people remake a hit, nobody asks them these questions. So I'm glad you're doing that. There's also another Sohail Sen track, which
all
is
the
a
other
romantic
songs
track.
have been done by Sohail Sen.
Okay, Sohail Sen is.
all the
I
other
like the
tracks.
romantic.
Is he a regular collaborator? Has he worked with you before, sir? Or
Not
is
me.
it-
I mean, it's
or tips.
as the producers. The producers are Disha and Kanish. They are the ones who got him on board.
Yeah, but it's got a touch of 90s balladry to it. Like what Anu Malik and Jatin Lalit and all these guys used to do in the 90s, which is really nice. So come on, let's talk about the force of nature that is Saurabh Shukla.
Oh yeah, he is very good. Yeah,
He's so good.
oh my God, it's such a pleasure when you have someone like him to act with. Like there's a scene we've done in the film. Now that scene was basically a long drive, okay, and while in the car there's Saurabh who's driving and I'm sleeping. Now these scenes get boring because there's nothing to do, just a background score happening and the car is going and going and going and going. So we have done something which, when you see the film, you probably call me up and say, how did you do that? We have not spoken a word, not a word has been spoken in that entire scene, and it'll crack you up. You will be laughing your guts out when you watch that scene.
This is a little strange to me because actually you're diametric opposites, because he's a serious theatre guy, boss. I mean, he's with his background in theatre and all
heavy.
this barf and this and
Yeah,
that he
very
does.
heavy.
He wakes up at 6:30 and rehearses. I remember calling him one morning and said, can we go live at 9 o'clock? And he said, boss, I'm rehearsing. I start rehearsing at 7 or 6:30 in the morning because the mind is freshest. You're more an instinctive kind of actor. You just come there and do
natural.
it. So how does it all come together?
See, this is the thing with with even Nasir Saab is the same thing. He's again a very, he rehearses, he works on it and workshops and blah blah, and I don't do nothing. But he loves acting with me. So does Saurabh. I think for them it's like this kid in a candy store, kind of new Cadbury's here. Let's play with it. So it's fun because I keep coming out with various things. My every take turns out to be different, which kind of excites a serious actor, a good actor. It becomes exciting for them. It's a new thing. It's not, everything is not rehearsed. So let's play along. Let's have fun. And this is what happens. Saurabh's got a great sense of humor. Okay, so does Nasir Saab. But the thing is that their aura, the images of a serious actor, which I think they would like to keep it, which I'm destroying it right now. But I think they both have a good sense of humor. They're funny guys. Saurabh is a pretty funny guy.
Mr. Jha, life comes full circle. You've always made films from the heartland, such engaging subjects. Hindi cinema went through this whole phase when there were stories set in Amsterdam and New York and London and this and that, and all of a sudden stories from the heartland they're in vogue and they're cool and this and that. But there is an element in your films which is unparalleled, which is you take situations and those situations are resolved the way they would be resolved in that area. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people who are guilty of taking situations and tackling that situation or that scene in a very Bombay manner or a very Delhi manner. Will we see examples of that in Fraud Saiyyan, about situations being manipulated and managed the way they would do it there?
Yes, that's exactly. You've hit the nail on its head, because that is what had really struck me. This using his native intelligence, the way Arshad's character negotiates through those murky waters. That is what is the beauty of this script. And all the resolutions, they happen right there.
And the way my character, I love it because he got 13 wives. So each girl has her own personality, and he has to make them believe that he's the man. So he becomes like them. he becomes like the kind of person that they would want their husband to be, which I love. And I love the way this character keeps changing his personality with each girl. And it is so basic and so earthy right there. The language, the behavior, the body language is so local. I love it.
Do you even remember the beautiful 13 ladies? I know there's Sarah Lauren.
Yeah, Sarah.
There is Flora.
Yeah.
A few others you have to name.
Yeah,
It's almost
there
like a quiz for you. But
Yeah. I think the good part is I can give any names. They could be one of them.
the
Fraud
Has come out.
impersonation. Fraud. You're talking to a fraud.
Come on now, one more act.
There's one Nivedita.
Nivedita Tiwari. Yeah.
They're very good actor.
all fine television
they're good
actresses. Yeah, they're doing very well. Okay, another deja vu moment for me. One was this Mungeri Lal Kis Haseen Sapne which just happened. Maria and you were very kind to invite me to your house a few years ago. I remember next to your pool table, there was this secretary of yours called Bhola. Who was a bit of a character because he was, आपको flat चाहिए हम दिला देंगे.
आपको क्या चाहिए? Plane खरीदना है? बाजू में
Does
पड़ा
that
है.
still exist in
No,
your
it
life?
doesn't. No, it doesn't exist in my life. Thank
So
you.
I saw the trailer and there was Bola happening and I said, man,
Yeah,
this
that
is
was my
mystery.
first thing which I told Disha and Kanish. I said, यार तुम लोग नाम नहीं बदल सकते. Can you please change the name? They said, नहीं sir, वो अच्छा लगेगा sir बोला.
And I remember coming out of your house that day and telling our mutual friend Sandy, Sandhya Mridung, saying, ये Bola करता क्या?
करता क्या है? वो तो पता नहीं बोले अरशद को बर्बाद करता है.
So deja vu moment. Huh?
Yeah. It was painful, and I have answered this. It's I don't know. Yeah, but it's just that ironical that this character is so crooked as a corkscrew, and his name is Bhola. He's supposed to be so sweet and straight. Again, the Bhola I know in my life, he's also not straight. So I think all the Bholas are not straight. Oh, never judge a book by its cover or a man by his name.
Yeah, totally. So how does this character, Saurabh's character and yourself, are they in cahoots? And they become friends and
That's
they
a
handle
bit of a kind of a thing a revelation that will happen in the movie. But yes, throughout the movie we are together. Birds of a feather flock together. We're hand in glove with all the little crime that we do. You know, manipulating women and
The motivations may be skewed,
but we are there. We are together. We are together in it. And then you later on realize that he has a whole new agenda behind it. So yeah.
And he's also related to one of the wives.
Yes,
isn't
he is. He is.
One of the trailer shots
Yeah.
says,
That's what happens. That's when he realizes that there's something wrong with this guy. He's not at all what he seems to be, and then he starts following me. And he starts trying to figure out what is it about this guy. And then he becomes my partner. Realize it's a good business.
So, Mr. Jha, who's this ballsy lady that you've cast in the end who takes Fraud Saiyyan to tasks and says, you know, what Yadav is she? What Yadav?
Chanda.
Chanda.
Yadav.
I love that line.
Yeah.
Chanda. आधी रात को किस बात का चंदा?
अरे माँ मेरे
बोल रहे.
So, Chanda Yadav, who's the actress? And, you know, a little bit of a background on that, yeah? Is she the villain?
No.
She's
No.
one important character.
Another one who's married and is in love with this guy.
And she's a dawn of types. In the
Her
area.
brother. She's a bit of that in zone, that area. Probably every second family must be carrying guns. So her brother is a gangster. So it's just that unfortunately Bhola lands up in the wrong family and he realizes, damn, this is not right. Yeah, I should have missed this house. So he gets cornered there. That's why he gets stuck and he's like trying to get out of the situation.
But she is not eventually the match. Bhola meets his match. You know, even more kind of like, you know, beautifully at the end.
So there's a lot more.
What strikes you about a filmmaker? What strikes you about somebody you can just bet on as a producer when you're not directing that film and you have to back a director to actually take on the mantle of your production house for that particular film? What are you looking for in a director?
Primarily it is the script. Primarily. And then if I even half believe the team will be able to pull it off, I am okay with it. I have done that so many times, you know. I mean, Lipstick Under My Burqa, Crazy Cooker Family, films.
No, but that was your, you know, Alankrita had AD'd with you for a while. You knew, you know, her capabilities and things like that.
Not necessarily. She
yeah?
not necessarily. I mean, it, you know,
No,
they can be great ADs.
You can have a good AD doesn't mean that he'll ever be
Yeah.
a good director. That's absolutely wow.
And there are first-time directors who are excellent.
Excellent.
You know,
And
it
there are
just-
ADs who's worked all their life and they can
Yeah,
be
that's
they can be
not.
terrible.
But Alankrita was good. That's it turned out to be good.
Yeah.
That's a different thing altogether. But eventually, it's the script and a reasonable team, because you can never have the dream team, but
Because there must be so many young kids who are knocking their doors on your production house, giving you bound scripts and saying, I want to make this into a movie. So you're saying you first go through the script, and then if you like it,
I must believe the script. If I believe the script, if it is believable, then a whole lot of things start.
And are you an old school narration kind of person, or
No,
would you
I
rather
read.
read everything?
I read this.
He reads everything. Even if you improvise a scene on the set, he'll read it. I'm telling you.
So none of that, ye actor heroine ki tarah badhta hai.
Yeah.
With matchsticks and things.
लिख के
like
दे
that.
दो.
What about you? Are you a narration person, or you take the script and read it at home?
I do read it later, but my whole idea is to actually meet the director and the writer and listen from them, because what happens is you might read from your point of view. I want to hear his point of view, because I probably think from city point of view. You know what I mean? There's a difference. So I like to meet the director to understand his sensibility. So for me, that is very important. My first narration has to be listen, see the director, and I've realized most of the time that my first narration is not at all about what I'm doing in the film. It's purely about how the script is. Do I want to watch this film, or is this guy capable enough to make this film? That's my first judgment of when I meet my director and hear the script. Post that is when I start. Okay, now tell me, what am I doing in the film? So how do you want this character to be played, and who's producing? What is happening? Then the whole thing starts. So I just need to know, would I like to watch this film?
But you have made mistakes.
Many a time.
You have.
Everybody does.
Sir, have you? In your choice
Someone-
of
you would be
selecting somebody or
superhuman if you
going
didn't.
with somebody? Yeah.
As a director?
No, as a producer.
As a
director.
as
you
a
never-
producer?
I love all your films. I can't say you made a mistake. I'm just saying as a producer.
Sometimes things go wrong. Yes, they do go wrong. But you tend to kind of because if the script is good and if you believed in the script, you can always mend it. You can always work it out. Yeah.
That's great. So, Arshad Warsi,
Yes,
it's
please.
been an eventful year 2018. Any
Yes.
place that you traveled to and you just said, wow, when you look back through your whole year? Paris was
Went to
2018?
Paris.
or-
Yeah,
Ah,
Paris I went for New Year and Christmas. Christmas and New Year.
What
So
is it
we are
that most struck
usually
you?
Christmas happens at home with wonderful friends like you who come over and we have a great meal. But this time it was Paris, and basically it was Paris because Maria was pretty much out the whole year. So I've been a very good housewife and mother and everything. So yeah, it was Paris, and I have fallen in love with the city. Yeah. Absolutely stunning, beautiful. Weather was gorgeous. It was a good -2, -1, which I like the cold, and the days were good 2 degrees. So yeah, beautiful. I think I'm going to go there very often.
And because you're an artist yourself, you must have enjoyed
Oh,
Montmartre where they
yes.
sit and they do all that.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
There was many a times when I would watch these guys and I just wanted to sit there and just watch how they do it. And because I had 3 kids with me who were absolutely not interested, so I had to run around with them. But it was fascinating to see these guys sketching and painting with a board in their hand and a little crayon in their hand, and the work they were creating was phenomenal. I mean, so much of talent. It's shocking.
So, how was your 2018? Did you visit any place in India or abroad that you said is wow? How's your travel life been in 2018?
I have been traveling all the time. 2018, I must have gone to Paris about 3 times.
Wow.
Mauritius.
Why don't you just adopt me?
I know. Yeah.
I'd love to.
Mauritius, Amsterdam. I was doing workshops and I keep traveling all the time.
So, what's a place that you went to this last year? And
I
said,
love
wow?
Europe. Honestly, I love Europe. And there's something about it, some charm. Because,
Europe
it
has character.
connects.
It has a lot of character.
It connects.
So, what do? You just walk around, sit in coffee shops, have a cup of coffee, do some people watching, do some writing?
All the time, that's exactly what you do. I mean, you're on your feet. You're just walking around. Paris is a small city, It's not a big. You can walk around the whole city.
So you also are a Paris file.
I mean, I go to France pretty often, yes. I mean, I love other cities in France as well. Lyon, Stuttgart. And so it's amazing.
How do you manage to stay the way you are? Are you still furiously walking in that park in the back road of Lokhandwala? Amazing, yeah. You know, I've seen him sometimes. He's just oblivious. Left, right, kuch dekhna nahi. He's just. Or you going to the gym, working out? What's your fitness
I have a
routine?
gym in my own house, and I'm regular with it. Just that. I'm regular with it.
I remember you told me once that you went to a Sainik school. So you have that whole army background, isn't it? So what is it? Is it cardio? Is it weights? What's your fitness routine?
It's a combination of everything. You just need what your body needs. I mean, this morning it needed something different. We were scheduled to do something different, but we ended up doing something different. It all depends.
It could be weights, cardio, functional training, anything.
It could be just end up, doing legs. You just end up doing something else. It's just like whatever the body needs. Yeah.
What is your fitness mantra? Or is it as bad as my six packs? And by 6 packs, I mean...
Mine, I have to do something on the other end in the morning. It's very important for me. So if
he's an early morning person. Sometimes we communicate very early.
So I wake up at 5 in the morning, and it's always been like that. So I have to go for a walk or some cycling or something. I have to do. Then whatever exercise. My whole thing depends on what work I'm doing. So if I know I have to get into a movie, and if I'm required to lose weight or get fitter, then I work on that from point of view. Otherwise, but I enjoy a good meal. I enjoy good food. I'm big fan of all that. So for that, what happens is I have to work a little harder, in a sense that I enjoy myself, and when I know I have to get leaner or get fitter, then I will start thorough training. Then all kinds of good things in life just stop completely. Like I'm that. So I don't have that moderation that you keep little, which is the right thing to do. You got to make a lifestyle out of good eating, but I don't do that. I eat because tasty food is bad food. That's the reality.
Yeah.
You can't help it. I don't want to lose out on good things in life.
The first thing they say that what you really enjoy eating, you shouldn't eat. That's wrong. It shouldn't happen.
So, because sorry, complete that.
I said because I eat everything.
Wow. Okay,
In moderation, yes.
Manoj Bajpayee once said, never talk about politics with me or Prakash Jha, because then it is a 2-hour discussion. So I'm not going to talk to you. Because also he said it's in their genes, as Biharis. Politics.
It cannot finish in 2 hours.
More. So I'm not going to get into politics. What do you think of accidental Prime Minister being made, and then suddenly another film being made with Vivek Oberoi as the chief protagonist, back to back?
They're films. If they work as a film, it's fantastic.
So you don't care if it's political propaganda. You're looking at it as a filmmaker.
What is not a propaganda in this country? Everything is a propaganda. Fraud Saiyyan is a propaganda.
How can Fraud Saiyyan be a propaganda?
It is a propaganda. It's a
propaganda for love.
No. The tagline, we got lots of things for that tagline. Har aadmi kutta nahi hota. Lots of tagline for that.
So a film will not work unless and until the story engages you. And if it engages you, it's worth making a film. Why not?
And you're not complaining with, shooting with all these 13 actresses, beautiful
not
actresses.
At all. Why would I? Who would? Not at all.
But it comes. It's just like you see these advertisements, or you see the WWF thing. Like these are very trained people.
Statutory
they have
warning.
And statutory warning is they don't try it at home.
Don't try it at home. Yeah.
So this is just a movie.
Don't try it at home. Yeah. Watch it, get entertained. Do not try this at home. I was actually sulking over there because I had 13 wives and I spent most of my time with Saurabh. They were mean to me, brother.
Hilarious. Okay.
He thought he's going to.
Yeah.
He's going
13 wives, spent all my time with Saurabh.
Okay, so
you should have done realistic. You should have done realistic cinema.
We have a show called Born to Win, where we wish people on their birthdays. It is Shrikant Kidambi, the badminton player's birthday.
Oh wow!
So any couple of words for Shrikant Kidambi, and Alia Bhatt's birthday is also coming up. So a couple of words for Alia, couple of words for Shrikant Kidambi. Sir.
Well, how wonderful you play and make us proud. Shrikant Kirdambi, happy birthday to you.
Shrikant, happy birthday to you, buddy. Keep going on. Play, win, and all the very best forever and ever.
Arshad Warsi's birthday is also March, April, no?
No, mine is April 19th.
So I'll ask other people to talk about that.
Yes, please.
Alia's birthday is coming up. Anything about to say about Alia?
Alia, I think you are the most talented actor we have today, and we love you. You're like a little baby face and ferociously talented girl. All the very best. Happy birthday to you, and be happy all your life.
Sir, thoughts on Alia?
Love your work, Alia. I think you are a great actor, and all the very best to you. Great. Happy birthday to you.
When is the next Prakash Jha directorial venture, sir? And what can we expect? When? How soon?
As soon as Fraud Saiyyan releases on the 18th, we shall talk on the 19th.
Yeah, make sure you call me to voice your trailers like you always do, okay?
Lovely.
Some fielding every day.
Yeah, must. So am I.
Thank you, Mr. Jha.
Soon even I am going to be.
We all feel so well. And no wonder India's winning.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye, Hrishi.